wasn't a dry
Yeah.
run.
It was
Gabby,
a
do you
dry
remember last one
run.
being a dry run?
I mean, we tried hard on that one.
Fate
I don't think it was a dry
intervened,
run.
and we're all still here. We're here for that was episode 0. Now this is episode 1.
No, that was episode 1. Everyone did great. Andrew did great. His tech ruined it for all of us. Now this is episode 1.
Tube socks, boy, about to pop the lunchbox. Tube socks, boy, about to pop the lunchbox. Tube socks, boy, about to pop the lunchbox.
Back to my roots, beats of the broken hearted. Wake up, alarm is on. It's just getting started for the artist. No trolley, I get it right
So with
from
that,
the source.
welcome everyone to our first, maybe second, but first episode. I just wanted to go ahead and let you know why we created this forum, and then maybe we'll all introduce ourselves. But why did we create this forum? We created this forum because we wanted the restaurant industry to have some kind of a episode, something they can go ahead and watch once a week to get all the information they need to on what's happening in restaurants. The show is created by restaurant operators. All of us come from the restaurant world. Some came from busboys, some came from managing restaurants, some came from eating at restaurants. Yes, that counts as well. And we wanted to go ahead and, from operator to operator, create a show where we can, give you a space to go ahead and understand what's happening in the world and continue to build that community. That has been a huge part of what Lunchbox has done, even with our company. We're going to talk very little, if not at all, about our company. But what Lunchbox has done is, try to give voice to the restaurant industry. That's why we left the restaurant industry and created technology. We believe it's better for us to create restaurant tech than folks in Silicon Valley who have never worked a shift in their life, right? And if your office is in Silicon Valley, sorry about that. I got to take jabs somewhere. Might as well, one of 50 or 51. I never remember how many states we have. With that, thank you all for listening and tuning in. And I'm going to go ahead and do a quick round of intros, starting with Andrew.
Hey, I'm Andrew. I'm also one of the co-founders here at Lunchbox, leading a lot of things from product, technology, and also customer. So, yeah, that's me. My background, been 15 years an engineer. I have a family who's been in the restaurant industry for over 40 years, and a lot of perspective, I guess, to share here. Like co-founding a lot of companies with Hadi and Nabil over the past 7 years, 8 years.
How are you 16 years old and already have 15 years of engineering experience?
Yep, I know. I was in the womb.
Let's do a quick intro. Let's do a quick intro from Hadi.
Hey everyone, my name's Hadi. I'm one of the co-founders at Lunchbox. I help work on our go-to-market team and help position the company and how we kind of seek advantages for our restaurant partners. Let me see here. When I am not working, I know Nabil didn't ask this question, so I'm going to put this in there anyways, but when I'm not working, I manage my life around my headphones. All my clothes come with a zipper because these headphones never come off, and I can't put a shirt up on top of it. So all my clothes come with a zipper at the back, so I can wear them without taking off my headphones. Yeah.
Cool. I don't care what you do outside of work, but thank you for letting us know. Gabby?
Hi guys, I'm Gabby. I am not a co-founder, but I've been here for over a year, so it definitely feels like I'm becoming part of the crew. I'm chief of staff here at Lunchbox, so I help Nabil with almost everything. So all of the things that he wants to do, doesn't want to do, I help him with. I have been in the restaurant industry for maybe over like 6 years. I started a food blog for college students where I would basically go around door to door to restaurants and try to find discounts for students. And then started like my own mini marketing firm for restaurants too. So that's kind of how I got in the industry.
All three of them are super humble. You will get to know all of us a little bit more, and hopefully they can loosen up and tell you all the great things they've achieved. But we have no time today. We're going to get started. Let's go ahead and start with Andrew with our first topic of the day. Andrew, take us away.
Yeah, I mean, for our first topic, wanted to chat a little bit about something that came out in the past couple of weeks. So Wow Bao restaurant based in Chicago, they launched a NFT.
Shout out to
program.
Jeff, best looking restaurateur, one of the top 10 good looking restaurant humans. We should get that list outgoing. I think we'll definitely get sued for that.
Well, they got over 200 locations. They launched an NFT.
No one laughed. You guys made it weird. Now it looks like I have a man crush on him.
That's
I
exactly
laughed.
what it
I
is.
that was shocking.
Andrew, please take us away with the topic.
Yeah, so they had over 200 locations. They got an NFT based loyalty program for their Bao Bucks. A rewards program, and they also got vending machines in the metaverse, and so we're seeing more restaurants foray into taking NFTs and metaverse and using it to extend their loyalty program. Like we launched a loyalty program with Stickies and an NFT loyalty program with them, where folks who own NFTs can go and get loyalty rewards once a month in frequency. And so so this is like a continuation that we're seeing in the industry. A lot of folks looking and expanding and saying like, hey, how do we go and use these things as a tool to go and acquire customers, but also to build like real loyalty in their guests and an extension of their brand, but an extension of their physical restaurant space, right? Deeper into the metaverse. We talk a lot about digital ordering being the extension, but people are looking at these new frontiers. So yeah, that's a topic I wanted to broach to y'all. Get your thoughts on NFTs in this space and restaurants and where we think we're heading with this.
If I'm a restaurateur, Andrew, like I've heard NFT thrown at me so many times. Like I've heard everybody talk about an NFT. It's almost just as much as I've heard about crypto, and I don't understand either one really well, right? So why do I care about NFTs? Like, is it a fad? This Bored Ape? Do I sell a Bored Ape, whatever that monkey that I have in my little Zoom tile that
someone sounds like they lost a little bit of money.
Yeah,
I lost.
That's what sounds like.
I'm definitely a little salty. But like, if I'm a restaurateur, like, what do I do it? Like, it's almost just as skeptical as people were about the internet, like having your information listed online.
Andrew, can I respond to him if you don't
sure.
mind? I think what we saw. I think what you're describing is what we saw last year, Hadi, where it was just very it was very much like collectibles, and scarcity was the name of the game. And I think what you're seeing for the first time now is a second wave that has a little bit more intention. And intention as in, okay, I'm going to go ahead and use this not just to go ahead and make it collectible for the sake of collectibles, but also to drive loyalty. And loyalty is maybe not meant for you, meant for who are the loyal customers who love Bao and wants to order from them a couple of times a week. Like, think about your favorite concept that you order from a couple of times a week, and I think this seems a little bit more meaningful, Andrew. I don't know if that's what you're noticing here with what Bao is doing.
Yeah, I think what I'm noticing here as well is that, I mean, when you talk about skepticals, like people are still skeptical and have been skeptical about online ordering, right? And then everybody immediately realized like, oh, all right, this is like they were thinking that my in-store experience cannot be extended elsewhere, right? And then we showed like through like rich user experiences, great loyalty programs, tons of engagement, subscriptions, and all that kind of stuff, right? That all right, online is somewhere that I can go and live and I can have a presence. And I know we saw that speed up a lot with this pandemic. And then now you're seeing NFTs. And you're thinking about vending machines in the metaverse right now. Sounds like everyone's skeptical. Everyone's saying how do we go and leverage out of this? But like you see how like a lot of these companies like Meta are looking to embed like work life and work culture into all of these different systems, into all this. And if everyone in the future, if these predictions and these big companies are predicted to be right, and everyone's spending all their work days in the metaverse, some of these folks like Bao who are like coming in and trying to set an example early on, and have a footprint early on, are like going to be ahead. And everyone's going to say, oh wow, hey, of course. I always knew that you should have a store in the metaverse.
But I guess what's so special about an NFT and how you can use it as a customer and why it's so important to a restaurant to really leverage that? Like, why not just have an app? Why not just have an online ordering with like a QR code?
Yeah, so I think that an NFT is another way to gain loyalty, right? So it's more of like, hey, do you guys have this one? Like, there's a limited amount of these things. And it then becomes an engagement tool where you're like, wow, I got this one. This customer can't have access to this one. Like, there's only 5 NFTs and I'm going to get X loyalty to be able to engage with like this particular restaurant. So whereas like when you have an app, you have, you scan to pay, you gain your loyalty points. It's not like you have like something that other customers don't have. So it just builds more of like a loyalty kind of incentive with the customer in the restaurant.
It's like collecting post stamps, but like you can't do anything with post stamps, right?
Jeff's gonna, if Jeff calls me and he's upset at you, I swear to God.
Ani just sounds like a dinosaur right now.
Yeah,
Post stamps. Listen, why the VCR works perfectly fine. What do I need Blu-ray for?
I think we need skepticals. Harry to be skeptical, because I have played that role with 98 ideas a week he'll bring to me. Like whenever he'll bring me an idea, I've played that role.
Now
so
I know.
often. So I think that's how you refine and great ideas. And I think next year we'll see a better version of this. I think the year after that, better version of it. I think a lot of people are skeptical because of what happened last year with like look at the thing Bieber bought. Bieber bought a Bored Ape for $1 million. It's in 5 figures now. Like that should make folks skeptical. And what everything happened with FTX this week and last week and a couple of recent weeks, it's fine for folks to be skeptical, but there's no other way to innovate. Innovation means there's grifters. Innovation means there are people who are trying to abuse the power and make a quick buck. And innovation also means, you cut through the noise, and the second, third, fourth wave of anything, including NFTs and their role in restaurant, is going to be more meaningful.
Speaking of FTX, we've definitely got to talk about that next week. More of the stories.
No, we're not talking about that. We'll just watch All In Pod for that.
Okay, fine.
Cool. Awesome. That was a good. Should we wrap up the topic?
Yeah.
Okay. I think everyone did so much better than last week already. I guess last week was a dry run, even though I refuse to say that. Okay. Next up, we have Gabby. She's our resident a lot of things. She's she introduced herself as chief of staff and helps me, but she also has led all of our M&As this year, and we've acquired 2 to 3 companies this year. I don't know, we acquired 3 companies. I don't know if we acquired all 3 this year, but Gabby led most of them. How I know this is the legal bills our lawyers send us because of Gabby's involvement with them, which is very thorough, very thorough. Not complaining. I'm not saying it's higher than it needs to be and lower than I was expecting. I'm not saying anything. We have fixed it. We've gotten her our own law firm. But besides that, she leads all things M&A and finance here at Lunchbox as well. So you'll always hear her perspective in those matters a little bit more than others. She's our residence numbers person, if you will. Gabby, can you give us a little bit background in your life on what role you came from, and then let's go hit your first topic.
Yeah, so I came from investment banking, so I was doing M&A there, and what investment banking really is you're a real estate agent for companies. So you help companies buy other companies, you help companies sell other companies, you help companies do an IPO. So when I came here, well, actually I was trying to leave that field and join the startup world altogether. But unfortunately, Nabil picked up on my resume and he was like, "Oh, you know how to do M&A. Let's get you on these deals." So that's how I got.
Why is that unfortunate? Wait, why is that unfortunate?
Because I was trying to move away from it. I was like, "Oh, I want to learn something new,"
Oh,
yeah.
And he goes, "Oh,
all right,
just
so
do this."
so like she was working in a random department, and I was like, "Who is this person?" Because I was seeing like a lot of initiatives, and I was like, "Who is this person? M&A company we want to buy. Do you want to do this?" After she closed the M&A, I found out she's like in her early 20s, and then I was like, why did I ever give this to just one individual? But she got it done, so I guess age is just a number. With that, Gabby, what's your first topic?
So I wanted to talk a little bit about the M&A environment right now, what we're seeing, like particularly in 2022, and just where we see that going forward. So I will touch a little bit on the 2 acquisitions that we did in case anyone here doesn't know. So we acquired a company called Novadine. It closed in August. And so Novadine is an enterprise online ordering solution. And they have, with Novadine, we have access to so many different integrations, Micros, Aloha, so it's like some of your legacy POS systems. And so we acquired the company and closed it in August of this year. And it really opened up the doors for us. So with that acquisition, we were able to launch Lunchbox 2.0. And so we're seeing just how much that acquisition brought in value for us. And so separately, within that similar time frame, maybe like a month apart, we also acquired a company called Delish, which allows us to tackle the SMB space and cater to some of our one location restaurants. So you're already starting to see momentum in the M&A space, like particularly in the restaurant tech space. And the reason is because valuations are lower, right? So you see in early 2021, valuations skyrocket. The market was doing well. But now you kind of see this shock where valuations start to compress and everyone sees an opportunity to go out there and buy some really, really strong tech partners, right? So you'll see, like, for example, Square acquired Go Parrot. It was around, I think, June of this year. So that was one acquisition that was recent, and it was an interesting space because you see a POS system start tackling online ordering providers, right? So just curious to hear, like, from everyone, if we are going to be continuing seeing this M&A momentum pick up in the food tech space, or if we're going to start seeing a slowdown coming the end of this year and beginning of next.
I think Warren Buffett said this very well, which is when everyone's greedy, don't be greedy, and when everyone's not greedy, be greedy, right? A version of that. So please don't quote me on it. Don't let Warren know I said a version of that. And I think that's how the market is as well. When the market is down, you invest. When the market is up, be wary, right? So what has happened is a lot of companies raise a lot of money that don't deserve to. And unfortunately, that's true. Like, a lot of companies don't deserve to exist. And that is the cold, hard truth about how companies are born and how companies die. Like, great companies and great founders fail. So what was happening the last 2-3 years was not so great companies, not so great founders, not so great mission were raising capital. Like, they discovered, I don't know, something, like, an insert joke about something that's hard to discover. Hadi has all those nerd jokes, right? Like, Hadi, what is a nerd thing? Kryptonite. Okay, Hadi is slacking.
Lithium right now is pretty scarce.
Yes, lithium, kryptonite. So I think now that you're seeing the market struggle, you're seeing the winning companies still stay, and they might not be growing as quickly, but you're seeing them be disciplined. You're seeing them do hard things, and so that I would like to put ourselves there, and maybe wall off because we're acquiring companies as well. But then the other two groups that are on the opposite end are, the people who are going to eat and be eaten. And I think we're at the beginning of it. I think at the beginning of pandemic, we saw the big ones happen, right? DoorDash and Caviar, Uber Eats and Postmates and Grubhub and Just Eats. So the big ones were ruffled at the beginning. And then this is the second wave, right, with inflation and recession. I think now you'll see everyone else who are like, wow, we have really bad habits. And we can't get out of it, and the only way out is to sell. So that's my point of view, but I'd love to hear from Hadi and Andrew as well.
Yeah, I mean, selfishly, I'm just hoping that this Russia-Ukraine war comes to a peaceful end. So energy prices go back down, inflation can go down, and then hopefully some VC capital would come back a little bit, with a restrained hand, instead of giving with both hands like they were in the last 2 years, give it with one hand maybe. And the reason why I say that is because I think the more integrations and the more companies out there that are building the restaurant industry, which we never had before, right? This place was owned by a handful of people, and the influx of VC money definitely helped propel a lot of great companies forward. And I would hate for the restaurant industry to lose out on that, is to lose out on the innovation where you don't have to get everything from one place, but maybe get a great integration software that can kind of power all of the middle part of your technology. And I would just hate for us as a restaurant industry to lose out on that and then have to rely on a few big behemoths again. And we're back where we started in 2018. So selfishly, I hope that's what happens. Realistically, probably the opposite.
How do I disagree? Because we are still here, and we were not here in 2018. So we took advantage of that same capital to be here, to consolidate, to acquire companies. And I think great companies always find a way. Great founders, great companies, great missions always find a way to survive in whatever market it may be. And I think that's the fundamentals matter, right? So I think we all were supposed to sprint, but some of us won, some of us did not. And I think selling your company and making sure your employees have a new home is still a win. I feel bad for the companies that can't find a home.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah,
agree.
I think
I think an exit is an exit, right? So, yeah, Andrew.
I mean, I think a big part of all this is that we're seeing a lot of companies find synergies with one another, and that's what's leading to some of these acquisitions. Like us and Novadine was like a match made in heaven, right? Like you got like some really great UI and a really great infrastructure and back end and tons of POS integrations, right? You go and combine all those things together, and now you get Lunchbox 2.0, right? And you're seeing that happen with a lot of businesses out there, and I think that this is also. And I hear Hadi on like also there's like we talk about like fragmentation and defragmentation, restaurants wanting all-in-one suites and people wanting things a la carte as well. I mean, it's a big reason why Lunchbox, like we have all the different tools, but we also have our open platform, right? Like people can go and build into our system, and they can build their own integrations and whatnot, or build their own user interfaces on top of it. So I think that we're seeing this space, for some ways it's coming together again, and like I guess like some of what that boom was before, where people were like starting trying to solve individual problems for restaurants, because there's so many problems, there's so many things, and that's why like so much of what we do all the time is we're like evaluating and saying like how do we go and help our partners. Well, like each restaurant is applying and like solving one piece of the puzzle, and then now they're saying like, and with this environment they're saying like, oh okay, well I'm really effective at solving this one piece of the puzzle, let me go and fit in and find another match to it. And that's what you're seeing in some of these acquisitions today. And yeah, maybe that's what's causing like POS companies to go and buy online ordering, or third party ordering companies to buy a first party ordering platform. Like it's because they're seeing the parts that were built up really well around them and trying to combine it together.
Yeah, it's interesting though, because you see like an acquisition that we did is opening up doors, right? But for me, it seems like when you see a POS system acquire an online ordering provider, it seems a little bit limited. So was curious to see what you guys thought about that.
We love all POS systems, and we love all the referrals that they give us. So kudos to them. That's what I'll say.
I love that. I have a different take as usual. My take is POS companies are processing companies, right? And processing companies want more processing.
That's true.
And the way you get more processing is by getting more processing. So everything within the four walls, great. Everything outside the four walls makes you complete. So processing companies will be processing, right? That's what they will be doing. Shooters shoot, and they will try to get every dollar they can, and that's their job, right? If we were running those companies, we would try to do the same thing.
Yeah, but I'll digress. I'll digress my opinion. I think there's a way to make
Yes, we
everybody
love
happy
POS
and not
companies.
hurting
They are the best. We
No,
love
not that.
them.
I'm just
Sam,
saying.
I am.
You're 100% right, by the way, Nabil.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they go for.
I
but
love.
just feel
Listen,
like
I love POS
sometimes-
companies. Let me tell you my favorite POS company out there. Just kidding. Never. I'll never do it.
Doesn't happen.
I'll never do it.
Oh, so good. You had me. I thought you were going to say something. You had me.
They're all
I
the
think
best.
there's a way for them to make money.
Listen,
without, like,
most of our audience members are going to be restaurateurs. So can I ask you guys something? If I was a restaurateur looking to sign up with a new company, how do I make sure they don't go under? Or how do I make sure they don't go sell? How do I make sure I'm picking the right partner? If I was an operator, what would I do? What would you guys do? Can we give them some advice?
That's a good question. If you're going to an online ordering company, don't buy a point of sale from them. Just like you would go to a point of sale, you probably don't want to buy an online ordering platform from them, because they both specialize in different things, and that way your eggs aren't in too many baskets. So that's a soft advice for any application.
Pick best in class. That's your advice.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Gabby, Andrew?
Big part about all of this is that you got to be looking at the platform that's generating ROI for their customers. And when you're going through and understanding and looking at it and say like, all right, I'm looking for a marketing partner, like what is and you're trying to build this suite, it could be all in one in one basket. It could be a mix of everything. So looking at the ROI and looking at how they all play together, I think if you have a platform or like a working with companies that all play in the same sandbox and they all play together, one gets acquired or you end up moving and swapping out another for another. Like that's where we're heading towards with all of this stuff. Like regardless of whether all these acquisitions happen and all that, it's like everyone just realized. Like at one point everyone was separate. Now everyone's realizing that they got to be together. This data is the restaurant operator's data. It has to go and play nicely with one another. If they have data that's coming from their online ordering, they want to be able to use it for their email marketing, right? And so, yeah, I think that's what I would say about that.
Gabby, take us home.
Yeah, I think the other thing is restaurant operators love to talk to other restaurant operators, right? One of the things that I've seen before with some of the restaurant operators I would speak to is every restaurant is different. Like your restaurant is not going to be the same as like the person next door. If you're selling pizza, you're very different than somebody who's selling Thai food, right? So thinking about your needs from a technology perspective really depends on what you're selling. So I think that is super important, and I think you got to talk to more people who are selling some of the stuff that you're selling before you make that decision.
Love that. Gabby, thank you for taking us into the world of finance and M&A. And let's go to Hadi. Let's talk about Hadi's topic. He wants to talk about Fazoli's dessert menu. Hadi, what's going on? What is happening? Are you hungry?
So Fazoli's was acquired by Fat Brand. Yes, I'm hungry. Big fan of dessert, which is what we're going to talk about. So Gabby, you actually kind of teed me up for it perfectly because you mentioned, if you're a pizza joint, you're not really selling Thai food and you're different from, other types of cuisines. But, in the past, whenever you thought of the word partnerships, right, we've always thought of it as like a mutually beneficial relationship for two parties that can coexist, that aren't competing, right? Hey, you've got something, Andrew, you've got something, I'll scratch your back, you'll scratch mine. And you would never in a million years think that a restaurant could partner up with another restaurant, like a food brand could partner with another food brand. But turns out you can't. And Fazoli's is doing it with Cheesecake Factory. So what Fazoli's is basically doing, taking a couple of Cheesecake Factory flavors, their dessert flavors, and adding it to their menu. And they're reporting higher digital sales just by forwarding that brand equity to the customer. And Cheesecake Factory is reaching they're reaching markets that they weren't in previously, right? So just last year, right, what they did was they went from I think around 13.8 million in off-premise sales, like where their bakery sales, they call it, where they send their cheesecakes to another brand to get sold. This year in Q3 they did 14.2 around there, right? So it's definitely growing, and it's a really interesting idea because Krispy Kreme is doing it with McDonald's, right? So you're seeing a lot of brands like kind of, hey, I don't have the best desserts, I have good pizza, maybe I could get your cheesecakes. And if I'm McDonald's, and I'm guessing they did it because their Oreo machine, ice cream machine, is always broken, they have Krispy Kreme donuts now, right? So it's really interesting, and I love you guys' take on it. One, what do you guys think of, like, is this the shining light, the light at the end of the tunnel for what ghost kitchens can be or partnerships can be? And also, if you combine two restaurants, who would they be?
I have as a former marketer, I have some thoughts, and my thoughts are like, this is so smart, and so I feel like it's a little too late. It's never too late, but I feel like the two industry that has been doing this very well is the podcasting industry and also the fashion industry. Like if you look at the fashion industry, companies come together all the time. Like Keith, their entire business is to partner up with Clark's, partner up with Queens Mall, Queens the Museum, partner up with all the things you can so you can cross-pollinate your audiences, right? That way now Clark's, which is a brand that was dying, is now alive again because they're partnering up with someone like Keith, and Keith is getting maybe a lot of say in what they're shipping now. So the two companies come together, build something that they're cross-pollinating, right? You look at New Balance. New Balance was a brand that was not as exciting, and now it is super exciting again, right? Now that is what everyone is wearing because they have cross-pollinated with everyone that matters again. And I think if you look at podcasting industry, they're doing it right now, where every podcaster is going to every podcaster's show. Some people call it the Andrew Tate effect. You just go to every podcaster show at the same time, and you blitzkrieg all of it at the same time, right? So I think cross-pollinating and sharing your audience and sharing the space together in a meaningful way is exciting. So to see restaurants do it, I'm just excited. That's my only thought. I don't have any more to say on it, but I'd love to hear from Andrew and Gabby.
Would you ever combine two restaurants? You don't have like two favorite restaurants that like, I wish they bought this from this so I could get it.
I'm Bengali, so Dunkin' and Baskin Robbins is the only unifying brands we need. Okay, we've been there before anyone else. The Bengalis in the crowd, woohoo!
Can't touch that. We'll go to Gabby.
You get a coffee or you get ice cream.
Both.
So one of the reasons that I was particularly very bullish on ghost kitchens was because of that concept of being able to have all chefs in one place and bouncing off ideas off each other. Like, hey, like, what are you making? And being creative, and it provides that space for them to all interact with one another. And so I think that it's definitely something that I think we're going to see more of, and I think we're already starting to see that pick up, where we have restaurants collaborating with other restaurants. I think what's really interesting to see is concepts that like you'll never expect, right? So like I think I remember like Black Seed Bagels partnered with like a deli so that they could provide like pastrami sandwiches. So like that's just something like when I think of bagel, like I think of morning breakfast, but they're like let's combine it with like this deli. So I think that's something that I think we're going to see more of that, and I think it benefits both restaurant operators.
Was it cats?
It might have been. I don't remember.
Love
but
cats.
That would be cool.
Great cholesterol.
Cats is
It's cholesterol well spent, Gabby.
Gabby brings up a good point, which is smaller independents have always done it, right? And it usually started with your neighbor, right? Or across the street, someone is doing great dessert, you do burgers. Like that's how Bear Burger did it, right? We had like local bakeries just provide dessert. So I think the scale, the economic scale is what is exciting. And also the value that some of these logos you've mentioned bring to each other's brand again is exciting. I wonder what it does to their sales. So excited to report back on that. But I'll hand off to Andrew.
Yeah, I mean, like overall, like a lot of these partnerships, just in general, whether it be internal or external, I've always been in this restaurant industry. So you think about like, and not just beyond, like PepsiCo when they owned Taco Bell. I mean, that's how we got some of the golden age items, right? We got the Doritos Locos Taco, we got the Baja Blast of Mountain Dew, still staples of every Taco Bell order.
Are you beaming? Are you beaming with joy?
Yeah. I'm thinking about it now. I got an order I got to be placing after this. I got some gift cards to use. And so people know Taco Bell is way to my heart. And so you think about those kind of relationships, that were spawned from there when those two companies were together. You think about what like Cheeto is trying to do right now and getting involved with a lot of other restaurants. Like they're working with Applebee's to be like they're trying to get Cheeto dust. I don't know if you all know about this as a actual ingredient. Like how like Oreo is an ingredient that's used everywhere. It gives them special classifications and everything. It's very interesting. So you're seeing it on a whole bunch of different menu items. Like you're seeing on the Applebee's, like the chicken tenders. You're seeing it at like you go to Regal, like you go to the popcorn, you can get Cheeto dust popcorn, and so people are trying to go and incorporate, work together. And I think that's it's aligned with what Hadi's saying as well. Is like how do we go and combine some audiences, or how do we go and combine some like preferences with folks, and go to or engage and to drive more sales, whatever it might be. But also like this extends beyond just like food partnerships, but then to like creator partnerships that we see out there. Charli D'Amelio and Dunkin' Donuts. How that blew up when it was. I mean, like people like McDonald's isn't even like making their own like Happy Meal toys anymore. Now they're working with like artists to go and do like adult meals. They're working with Pokemon to go and put Pokemon cards in there. Like people are realizing that like if you go and just partner with the other brands that have like stickiness or brands that have their own audiences, and you kind of go and pull them in and like combine your forces, like you can get a lot further, and you can grow your existing audience, whether whether it be, into more loyal guests or just acquiring new mouths. So yeah, I think there's a lot of really exciting like food opportunities out there. And if I were to go and want to combine some brands, I mean, I'm definitely like, after what I just said there earlier, Taco Bell, because I think that they're the best at going and remixing all of their different menu items. Like they got like 50 different types of nacho fries now. And then I really like the idea of them bringing in some sort of ice cream, like a Haagen-Dazs or something like that, and starting to go deep on. Yeah, Van Leeuwen! Yes! Oh my gosh. Oh, you got one up me. That's very good. Taco Bell Van Leeuwen.
What would you call it?
Yeah,
Guys,
guys, I got something. Chip cookies with Van Leeuwen ice cream. A sandwich.
Slice it open.
Cookie sandwich.
Ice cream in.
Ooh.
Yes.
Done.
I would give my first
Sign the paper.
away for it. I don't have one, but I would give it. I'd sign it off right now. And
given it away a couple of times.
I've given it away a couple of times. Hadi, did you want to add anything on your last topic? This was a great conversation.
No, that's really it. I'm just excited for restaurants to do this, and I think for the four of us here, how can we do them in our restaurant network? How can we encourage current brands that we work with to kind of cross-pollinate, and what can they steal from each other? Yeah, excited.
Awesome, guys. I have, you guys don't understand. I work with some of the smartest people in the world. 3 of them are here. And the joy of working with some really incredible people that have also incredible personality is getting to know them. So we're going to go ahead and quiz my 3 trivia. Trivia, quiz, what's a better word? Let's name this live. Can we name this live really quickly?
Multiple choice questions?
No.
That's not good.
Trivia time. Trivia time. Lunch break.
Oh,
Trivia, whatever. The graphics people and I, because I'm great offline. All right, guys, if you guys don't like this, offline I'm great. All right, so we will name it. Name goes here. Okay, all right. What we're gonna do, Gabby, they don't know this by the way. Gabby, Andrew, and Hadi, I'm going to ask you questions. I'm going to ask you trivia questions, and we're going to go ahead and see who gets the most points. I'm going to keep score. All right, we have Andrew here, and we have Hadi, and then we have our friend Gabby. Okay, what's going to happen is the winner of this trivia is going to be owed a favor from all the losers, right? And since you guys work together, I know it's important because since you guys work together, it's important for you guys to can you please?
Damn it.
Hey, I won this bet, and now I need this on the roadmap.
It's like
right?
you're the prize. It's not the prize is like you get a favor. The prize is like you don't have to owe a favor.
All right, listen. Whoever's the winner, the loser each has to do something work related for the winner. Okay, and I know all 3 of you work very closely together. So I think this is good. I think listen, project planning, send that to Gabby if she lost, or a roadmap favor. Hadi, you might win a roadmap favor because Andrew's in charge of the roadmap.
Maybe.
I feel like this is like a good prize, right?
I feel like it's not.
Finally getting an
too bad I'm the host. All right. So with that, guys, we're going to go ahead and talk about first question. First question. Ready? What is the oldest soft drink in the United States?
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola? No.
Nope. All of you are wrong. Everyone gets no points. It's actually from 1885, and it's Dr. Pepper, right?
Oh, damn.
Dr. Pepper. Dr.
Wow,
Pepper.
that long,
Right?
and it
Got
still
some in my
tastes like
fridge.
that.
I'll give you another try.
It
Second
tastes
question.
great.
I'll give you another try.
No, it
I'll
doesn't.
give you another try, guys. All right. Second question. All right. You guys can all redeem yourself in the soda category. Which is the second oldest beverage in the country, discovered in 1886?
Cane
Coca-Cola.
Cola.
Gabby gets a point. Coca-Cola.
Oh man, I thought it was gonna be too obvious. I didn't want to get.
All
I
right,
didn't want to get.
all right. Next question. Ready? Was it created by a restaurateur, a pharmacist, or a drug dealer?
Pharmacist.
Who said pharmacist
I
first?
said it first.
I feel
I
like
said it
Andrew said it
first.
a millisecond faster. Sorry, Gabby. Andrew gets 1 point. Gabby, you were close. Let's not Let's not destroy the company because of this. Okay. Hadi, how you doing over there?
Trying to figure out what.
Hadi,
got no
how you doing?
points.
Hadi, we can't hear you.
I'm saying I'm trying to figure out what favor I'm gonna owe to Beal.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
Happy that you are already looking at your defeat. Okay.
Thank you.
Only food to never go bad. There's only one food that doesn't go
Twinkies.
bad.
Twinkies.
Wrong.
Damn it. That was-
What are those cookies in those boxes, like the blue
Oreo?
ones?
Wrong. Hadi,
Oreos.
you no, it's wrong. She's wrong. Next, Hadi.
Hadi
Oreos.
said that.
Wait, what do
No,
you mean
also
food?
wrong.
Like, what do you mean? Like,
Only
sauces,
food.
spices.
Edible item. Could be
Candy?
Could be sauces. Could be anything. Any
Candy.
food item that doesn't go bad.
Candy.
Salt.
You're all wrong. It's honey. You're all wrong.
Honey.
Awful
honey.
restaurant
Oh,
people.
okay, honey,
Next
yeah,
question.
all right.
Which variety of chili pepper is considered the hottest in the world?
Ghost pepper.
The
Carolina Reaper.
Carolina Reaper.
I know.
Hadi gets 1 point. Hadi
I
was a
know
millisecond.
that first.
Hadi
No
was
way.
a millisecond
No, you did it.
faster than you, Andrew. We are tied. All right. 1 point for Hadi, 1 point for Andrew, 1 point for Gabby. All right, next question. Spam is popular food in Hawaii. Which two words were combined to create the brand name?
Oh.
Spam. Two words
Spanish America.
brought together. Wrong.
Oh, fuck. Damn. I thought I was so.
Also, very wrong. Let me say.
Oh my god.
All right.
Is it wrong enough for you
Space
to cut it
ham.
I'm sorry, Andrew?
Space ham.
You are out of here. Spam is a combination of two words. What are the two words that were combined to create the word spam? Gabby,
out? Special.
you have this. Have you guys never tasted spam?
No.
Special.
Going
Oh,
American
ham is one of the words. Ham is one of the words.
Yes. Gabby, ham is definitely one of the word. What is the other word?
Okay, can I get half credit?
Salt,
You get no
salt,
credit. All right,
salt and-
it's
salt and-
spice ham. Spice ham.
I was saying salt
Oh,
and
I was
pepper.
very
Spice.
close.
So
I said
close. I was
space.
close.
You're
I
all
wasn't close. I
wrong.
deserved
We're
it.
all tied.
I get
Guys,
half credit.
we have 4 questions.
My ham
Guys,
is
we're
out
on
as
question
well.
number 7. We have only a total of 10 questions.
This is infuriating.
And no one is leading right now. Rice Krispie cereal has 3 mascots. What are their names?
Snap, crackle, pop.
I said first.
Wow, I think they're tied.
I
I'm gonna
said
give them a
first.
tied. I'm gonna give them tied. You guys you guys were so close. Gabby gets 1 point. Andrew gets 1 point. Hadi is losing. What is the world coming to? You guys did really well. You guys were very close. I don't know which one won. Who won? Do you guys
This
know
is
who won?
recorded. This is recorded.
I know it's recorded. Yeah, we need the recording. My
Neither.
thing, I said first.
Play the tape. Okay. All right.
I was so helpless.
We have 3 questions left. Which fast food restaurant has the largest number of retail locations in the world?
McDonald's.
Subway.
Subway is correct.
Yes!
Andrew with another point. McDonald's is number 2.
I said
Hadi,
it
you're
first.
losing. So
No,
Hadi, why
I
are
said
you
Subway
celebrating?
first. I said Subway first.
No, Andrew said it first.
No, I said it first.
Hadi,
On my.
I don't know if it's
oh
your
my
mic.
God.
I don't know if it's your
someone
internet.
No, you
lagging
have
here.
no. We all. It's everyone. Like when we say it, Nabil hears it all at the same time, but we
Yes,
hear
I
it
do.
differently from each other. So
Yes.
it all depends on when
Okay,
Nabil hears it.
what type of food? Next question. All right, Andrew, 3 points. Gabby, 2 points. Hadi, 1 point. Hadi not doing so well. 2 questions left. What type of food holds the world record for being the most stolen around the globe?
Stolen?
The most stolen food
Mangoes.
around the globe.
Pineapple.
Wrong.
Apple.
Ooh, like in all the
Bananas?
stolen around the world. Food, stolen food.
Bananas.
Sugar cane.
You guys done. You guys are out. All right.
Man, wow. I would say candy, lollipops.
Avocado.
Candy.
Wow. Okay. All right. Wrong. I'm gonna give you all the answer. The answer
Stealing
is cheese.
candy from a baby.
Cheese.
Cheese is the most stolen food around the world.
thought you said fruit.
Andrew
That's strange to me. Strange.
Andrew does not believe it. All
I
right,
thought you said
guys,
fruit. I heard fruit.
Hadi, you're struggling many ways. One of them
Hadi,
is
yeah.
understanding me. Yeah. Hadi, you're out. All right, last question. Andrew, did you want to say something before we get the last question?
No, this is Hadi's already out of the competition.
Last question.
So it's just me
If
and
Gabby
now.
wins, you two are tied, and Hadi owes you each a favor. All right?
No.
Hadi owes 2 favors if Gabby wins, And if
I like that idea.
Andrew
I like that
wins,
idea.
then you all owe Andrew a favor. Okay.
I could just
all
throw
right,
it
last
to
question.
Gabby.
Ready, guys? Last question. What food is the most frequently ordered delivery food in the USA?
Pizza.
Fried chicken
Yeah.
sandwich.
Pizza.
Burgers.
Tacos.
Chicken fingers.
Really?
The most commonly ordered item
Wait,
in
which source is
2021.
this? Oh, 2021.
They're all sourced. They're all sourced, Gabby. They're all sourced. All right.
Pizza.
What
I always
did you
thought
say?
I thought Gabby had it when she said pizza.
Has to be.
Hadi, what did you say? Hadi, what did you say?
He said fried chicken.
I
Fried chicken
said
is
fried
close,
chicken.
but even if I give you a point, you'd lose. So, with that being said, our winner at third place. Sorry, winner will come soon to you, Andrew. We'll build you up, build up the hype. On third place, last place, barely placed. Hadi Rashid.
Ooh, no.
Proud.
Second place,
Wow,
second place.
so good.
Valiant effort. A true foodie. Gabby. Ustaya. Ustaya. Okay. All right. Good. All right. Yeah.
Learning names
That
on
was
the
good,
go.
right?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. All right. In our first place, reigning champion. Amazing, incredible, impeccable record. A true foodie of Lunchbox, Mr. Andrew Burrett.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored and proud to be representing here. The favors will be used for the right purposes. With great power comes great responsibility. Thank you all.
That sucks.
Is Hadi, you didn't love that section. Gabby, what'd you think? We're keeping that? We're gonna do some versions
Yeah,
of
I
that?
like that.
Okay.
don't
Yeah,
like
you like them because you have a chance at winning, unlike Hadi. Andrew, I think Andrew might win, so I'm gonna figure out how Andrew doesn't win these in the future.
Wait, does that
he does
include the
love
snap,
food.
crackle, pop point?
That includes, yeah, you
Oh,
guys
alright.
both got that point. Gabby, questioning the judge one too many times. Yeah, that's twice now. So we will remember. We will not
You
forget.
should take a couple points off.
I mean, it doesn't change your outcome. There's only one winner, sir. Okay. All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and do our next topic. Andrew, Mr. Winner of Trivia Night or whatever we name it in the future. You want to talk about Chipotlanes? You want to talk about Sweetlane? You want to talk about drive-through, right? Let's give it to you.
Yeah, sure. So I want to talk about a few different things. So first is Chipotle. Chipotle opened up its 500th Chipotlane. What that is they're digital ordering, like drive-through. So you order digitally and you go and pick up through the drive-through. They're seeing that a lot of these models are generating like 15 to 20% higher sales. And they're opening up over 250 locations next year. And they're expecting 80% of those to have a Chipotlane. 80%. So they're investing big time on Chipotlanes. And then in addition, you're seeing Sweetgreen also similarly launching Sweetlane. Which is very similar, drive-through pickup, digital ordering. And so I guess what I want to talk about is we have a lot of, over the years, you've seen a lot of differences in how folks expect dining at their restaurants. You see first everyone's dining in, and then fast food becomes king. They say everybody out of the dining rooms. We don't really care what the dining rooms look like at all. Put metal chairs, metal everything, whatever it might be, right? And then so everyone's trying to order and get out. And then all fast casual comes in, and they start to sweeten up the dining rooms. That's where you got Wendy's that has a fireplace in the dining room for whatever reason, right? Digital one. And then now everybody pushed online, and now you got now people going through the drive-throughs and ordering online. So I guess what kind of experiences and ordering experiences y'all maybe restaurants that you've been to that had unique experiences that you want to talk about that you feel hey, this might be a future of online ordering. And so when I look at one thing I wanted to talk about is we talk about drive-throughs. You have Taco Bell with their big they have their kitchen up on top, no dining room, and the 4 drive-through lanes that they've been opening up, those new concepts there that seem to be going really successful, and potential where they might be ordering more food than just Taco Bell through there, maybe a Starbucks order coming down through those lanes as well too. And so just want to get your thoughts on what kind of experiences, and this is another evolution of the dining room now being outside the restaurant, going alongside it. Drive-throughs are not unusual or new to the space, but now they're adding the new flair onto that. So yeah, wanted to get your thoughts on ordering.
I'm gonna
experiences.
reroute to Hadi, who has a different ordering experience he wanted to discuss, which was Kiosk, and I'm gonna let him do his part as well because I think they're both connected. So Hadi, tell us a little bit about what you're seeing on the kiosk space as well.
Yeah, first of all, I would never go through Chipotlane because part of me for Chipotle specifically, and also Sweetgreen, is I like to see my food being made, because I know what's in it. Especially at Chipotle, you can't see what's inside until you eat it. But Shake Shack, their same store sales, they climbed like 6% year over year from their Q3 report, and overall the system has grown 18% if you take like store expansion into account, and they did all of this while being understaffed, and they're quoting like Kiosk as something that has like put a pretty big dent in that, like helped them quite a bit even during the but while being understaffed. And they, the CFO said that the kiosks are our most profitable channel. The first reaction is like, duh. Right, of course, you're not paying somebody to man the station and it's just making its own money. But apparently it's higher check averages too, because people get to, look at it just like they would an online ordering experience, and you can optimize that for upsells, right? So really interesting. Lots of money on the table for Shake Shack, and they're doing this with all their remaining stores, like a hybrid model. So
Yeah, I think I'll let you guys open up the discussion on both these topics that you guys independently picked. But before we do that, I just wanted to talk a little bit about why it's happening, right? In September, 60,000 positions were posted in the restaurant industry. Hey, there's 60,000 jobs out there, and we need to fill them. In October, 6,000 jobs were filled, right? Only 6,000 of those jobs were filled. That is a huge shortage in the space. By the way, this space already is at the number of people that work in the space is 11.8 million employees. That is huge, but it's 500,000 workers short of the same time pre-pandemic. So we have 500,000 less labor in the space, and it's becoming harder and harder to recruit people in the space. Right? What is that doing? One of the things that's doing is CFOs and businesses are looking for other ways to go ahead and still operate and still find ways of having revenue. Kiosk is one that you mentioned, Hadi. Andrew, yourself, you mentioned Chipotlane or just drive-through. But what else is happening is consumers are feeling that as well, right? Consumer Price Index says that food at home prices went up 13% in September year over year. 13% is a lot, right? Compared to food in-store has gone up around 10%. Right, so you're seeing consumers having to also pay for the fact that, hey, labor is harder, and delivering food is costing a little bit more. The cost of all the food and everything has gone up. Operating a restaurant cost, hiring cost, the cost of a chicken, which is one of the more which has so many ups and downs. These are all gone up, and I think restaurants are looking for solution. And I think you two actually named a solution. So these are three different topics we wanted to independently talk about. My point of view is this is happening not because restaurateurs or consumers are asking for it. This is happening because there is no alternative. It's very hard for even Domino's of the world to recruit, Papa John's of the world to recruit. Folks are struggling to recruit, and tech is a solution. And their job is to go ahead and market it in a way where we are still excited to do it, right? Give us more points on the Chipotlanes. Give us more points on the kiosk. Get us excited about it. Don't let us know about the labor shortage. Don't let us know prices have gone up still 13% when I get it delivered. So I just wanted to add that point of view and open up continue the conversation. I think this is a great topic.
Yeah, well, I mean, also like Here, I'll use this as my opportunity to talk about, because Hadi mentioned he likes seeing Chipotle food get created, and Nabil saying, oh, folks are using online ordering to like offer different experience. So you can only order the chicken quesadilla on Chipotle from their app and from their website. Wow. And I have always ate chicken quesadillas at Chipotle. my whole life. And so anytime I've been to Chipotle, I ask them, chicken quesadilla, and they go and they fold it in half, and that's a normal quesadilla, right? But you order it from the app, it is like folded like a square. You could only order from the app. If you try to go in person, they tell you use it on the app, and those are experiences that I think are very frustrating. This is my open letter to Chipotle. One, offer the quesadilla.
It has nothing to do with the topic. What are you doing?
Change it back. It has plenty to do with the topic. The idea here is that, all right, there's experiences that you can go on order on, like offer online, but you start to gatekeep certain functionality. I think you're going to cause like a frustration with the guests, and so restaurants need to find that line between like saying like, oh, okay, here's how we're going and promoting folks going online, and like they get extra when ordering online versus like, oh, like they don't get to use certain things when they're ordering in person. I don't think you should disrupt the in-person experience, like diminish the in-person experience in that way. Use digital as an extension. I think drive-through lanes are a great extension of that. Kiosks are a great extension of that.
Yeah, but I think as a restaurateur, when I see Chipotle down the street doing like Chipotlanes or Sweetlanes and all this stuff, it's creating this like deficit of technology between me and the part that these other tech savvy folks are used to, right? Because they'll never adopt my product unless I find them in every digital channel. I've got to have a kiosk. I've got to have Google Food Ordering. I maybe need a drive-through lane. Right. So I think it's also going to, just like the pandemic did, get the restaurant industry to adopt one more time by looking at their counterparts to say, let me add one more channel because this is what the consumer is used to. I think that's a good conversation of like, yeah, it's pandemic and recession driven, but I think the conversation changes in a positive way when it's like, let me find other ways to reach the consumer wherever they are or wherever they want to be. I did not include.
I mean, think about it like this.
Observe how I didn't include a quesadilla agenda in what I just said. Observe, like, got to point out. Did not
that was impressive. That was impressive.
More conviction. But the whole thing about it, I guess I think that the main thing about all this is that, all right, kiosks in order to solve for labor shortage with servers or with cashiers, employees there, right? And then digital ordering drive-through lanes are to go and cut down the amount of labor that you need going and answering and saying, hello, what do you want to order, right? And trying to cut down there. I mean, we're cutting down next, and I think about the kitchen. I'm seeing like every time that there's a food tech conference, you see a ton of like food tech, like robots. I mean, there's tons of like pizza shops that are opening up now that are full robotic, automated. Burger vending machines that are full robo-automated. It's only a matter of time.
I see so many ads from Miso Robotics. Yeah. Is anyone else being targeted by Miso Robotics? I see their ads more than I see like
longest fundraise. They keep saying it's going to close. It never closes. It's been a year and a half.
I think they're friends of ours. I don't think we can put this part either. Either way, we love Miso Robotics. Andrew, back to you.
Yeah, and then you think about drivers, like Neuro is going and doing like the autonomous drivers. So like every piece of it is getting foundationally like kind of disrupted. I think that they haven't hit like the magic sauce yet with the kitchen. They're excelling in some categories, like pizza and whatnot and burger. But like, I think there's, I think what we're all describing here, the conversations we're all having are as a result of labor shortages, as a result of like raising minimum wages and stuff like that, or like rising costs of operating overhead. But like, we're going to see big transformations just in general in the restaurants, like continuously, front of house, back of house, etc.
Even with POS systems, right? Like, how much dependency do we have on our phones to be a replacement for that? It's like when you walk in, can your phone necessarily like play the role as a POS system instead? So that's just something that I would be curious to see down the line where that goes.
Yeah, I think POS systems are great as they are.
It ties back into the conversation.
It's Amazon Go. Gabby Gibson brings up a good point. Amazon Go, they've shown like if it's prepackaged, it's pre-prepared. I can walk out with it and not even take out my wallet, right? So it's a good point.
Well, I think that goes back to the conversation that we were talking about earlier when it comes to mergers and acquisitions, why a POS company would buy an online ordering company. So they're trying to bridge that gap. They're trying to get ahead of the curve and see like, oh, okay, where are consumer trends going? All these QR codes at the table that like, Sunday has really gotten a lot of boom from and able to grow from, right? And a lot of other companies like that. People are seeing where the consumer trends are going and people are embracing it. They're embracing it.
Is it a great place to wrap this topic up? I think I'm happy we are running a company that is also a solution to restaurants as they are battling rising wages, shortage of labor, and ability to retain people, uncertainty in terms of the economy itself, and just everything that's happening with the world. So it's good to be a company that helps them and doesn't act like a leech like a lot of other companies do. So grateful to be working here. So a lot of hard work, but moments like this makes us want to step up. I've seen you guys do that time and again, so I'm feeling the same energy as well to go ahead and lean in instead of leaning out. That was our first podcast, guys. I would love to reflect on it live. We'll post it as well. How did that go? Open thoughts. How was that for you? Anyone wants to lead us?
We need more Gabby.
Just like normal.
Andrew said, just like normal. Tell us more.
Yeah. No, Heidi and I just arguing about everything, me beating him in trivia competitions. I think that...
You guys play trivia offline? Love it. Heidi?
I love Gabby's topics about like what's going on in the industry, so definitely want to hear more about like the investment banking side, and maybe don't do so well in trivia. Like I'm already sweating bullets about what the favor is going to be.
Yeah, I'm excited. I also get a favor as well, Hadi, obviously, because I am.
No, you didn't play. You didn't play. That's not.
I didn't play.
That wasn't in the rules.
I don't know about the rules. Let me look at the rules. Let me look at the rules that I write up. Gabby,
he goes back and edits himself.
do I get a favor?
No, you owe Andrew a favor.
Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, so I'm good. I
thought
I don't know anybody.
Yeah. Gabby, what'd you think?
I thought it was good. I think we can maybe do like either just like more recent events, because I think we went a little bit abroad for some topics. So I think we either stick to recent events that are going on, or we stick to let's talk about a topic. So I think we either take one approach, or else it's like kind of all over the place. And for somebody watching this, they're going to be like, "Oh, how are they going from one topic to another topic?" What's that?
We're posting whatever you're saying right now.
Oh, I mean, sure.
But that's Gabby's reflection and Hadi's and Andrew's.
And I would say one last thing I'd like to, it would be great to, I mean, I don't know what interested what folks would think about us doing like more like short takes on stuff like quick. There's so much happening in the industry, so much happening in technology on a day-to-day basis. And so, I think there's like opportunities for us to do like short bursts, but excited to continue the chats. I think this was a lot of fun. Enjoying chatting with everyone here.
Love it. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Three, for your time. Thank you for people tuning in. Appreciate everyone. Bye. Take it easy. We'll figure out a better ending. Ciao. Something else.
Back to my roots, beats of the broken hearted. Wake up, alarm is on. It's just getting started for the artist. No trolley, I get it right from the source. Corporate Marciano, heavyweight with the